Forget everything you think you know about maximising your golf swing. This video is about to expose the #1 overlooked factor holding back 99% of golfers from reaching their full potential. Join us as Dr Kwon breaks down the exact sequencing drills you need to finally sync your body for explosive power and pinpoint accuracy. If you're a golfer who feels like you don't hit the ball as far as you should be doing, it's important to understand that it's not just down to physical capabilities, but how you transfer your power from the ground up into the club head. In this video, we're going to use Dr Kwon's research, so one of the leading golf scientists in the world who really understands the biomechanics of the golf swing and how we can transfer power most effectively using something called the kinetic chain. In simple terms, the kinetic chain is how we build energy up through the ground, through the big muscles, legs, hips, torso, into the arms, hands, and then finally the club head. So the sequence of that is essential. This is why we see some of the best players in the world who are not big in stature hit the ball miles with effortless looking golf swings. Okay, as amateur golfers, we know the thing that we struggle with most is getting the lower body working first. So we know with all the best players, once they are towards the top of the backswing with the club, the arms, the lower body is already started to transition and move towards target. So that's the bigger muscles from the ground up starting to fire and move earlier, which will then create this concept known as lag, which people feel is holding on to an angle. But the reality is lag, because the lower body has moved first, followed by the torso, followed by the arms, then the hands, then the last thing to hit the ball and releases the club head. We create this concept of lag, which is the maximizing club head speed, consistency and distance. And one of the very best drills we can do to improve that is the Dr Kwon step-in drill. Now there's a few different variations of this, and we're just going to focus on the normal step-in, which would very much be we step and we hit. Now the reason this is such a great drill is because, if broken down in simple terms, if I'm starting to take the club away and I'm stepping towards the target long before the club even transitions down, I'm already starting to move my lower body first towards the target. So from a sequencing aspect, that's going to have a major influence on how well I can move. Now, something I've experienced a lot with amateur golfers, even when I ask them to do this motion with a good demo and with not hitting a ball, the sequence or the inability to do the sequence is very common. We'd often see very much, as they're trying to take the club away, they're struggling to get their brain to coordinate the step first, and very much then everything fires at the same time. So essentially we get up, club starts coming down, and then we step through. And this would very much lead to someone feeling very stuck at the ball and trapped and steep, which is obviously the most common issues we see in amateur golfers. So all I want you to try and learn to do is put your big toe in line with a ball, but learn not to hit the ball to begin with. You've got to learn how to sequence. So mentally, the lower body has to go really early, and it has to start to move much, much earlier than you would believe. So what I say is the feeling as the club starts to go away, almost straight away, you want your lead side, my left foot in this case, to start to step. So breaking it down, can we create this motion? You see how lower body is going to target, upper body and club is going away from target. And if we can just start to get this back and forth, we are learning from a coordination standpoint to change that sequence. As you get better, we're just then going to go longer all the way to the top. And what a lot of people feel here is then that big separation between lower body and upper body, which is the key to that efficient kinetic chain. Again, once we've got that, now we're just going to hit. Okay, so we're just going to swing now through and let it happen. But notice, because I'm already over here, my pressure is moved to target, my hips are wound up with my hands far back. Now I've just got to trust to really explosively unwind and hit. Now this isn't about how well you can hit the ball doing this, but it is about learning to coordinate it over time. So I'm going to do a few swings and measure the club speed and the distance without the sequencing drill and then post-sequencing drill to see the difference. So here's just a normal 7-iron for me, feeling like I swing how I normally would. And I'm getting a 180-yard carry with 91.5 mile an hour club head speed. We'll do one more just to get a little bit of similarity. Bit of a miss hit there, so I don't mind that too much, but we can see the club head speed still relatively the same. Now, again, think about what I was talking about. If I was just to pull my arms down really quick and get stuck with the lower body, straight away my club head speed is 5 mile an hour down roughly, and my carries dropped off because I've got no sequencing to transfer that power. So now if we just do a few little stepping drills, even just a little chip, the nice thing there for me is I feel like I've got a little bit of time. So even that chip, I'm nearly the same as if I was swinging full, but just without the sequencing. So we'll go a little bit longer. Not a good hit, which is not what we're looking for, but we're looking for the sequencing. And again, 91.8, that's the same as my normal full swing. So we'll go full swing again. And we can notice the miss hits. And that's what I'd expect because, you know, the coordination where the club is, the ground, etc. And that's why it's such a great drill to do without thinking too technical. So if I do that one more time, and that's now starting to feel more natural, 92.5 mile an hour, so we're starting to build up that speed. So now we've got to try and get a bit of ball striking going. So I'm going to do this again, but I'm going to focus on trying to get a bit more contact. Nearly. Okay. And we're just trying to drill in a feeling. Now I can feel my arms getting a little bit draggy. 94 mile an hour club head speed, that's a good sign. So we can see straight away what we want. And my speed's starting to increase, so one more. Okay, so none of those are particularly good hits, but the efficiency and the sequence and the timing is clearly there. So if I now try to take a similar feel, so very much like as I'm going up to the top, I'm going to feel like my lead time, my lower body really starts to unwind earlier and trust myself to hit and commit from there. So a better strike, felt very powerful. Yep, 98 mile an hour club head speed. So from the first lot, we're up by 6 mile an hour. Now, if I can just get a good strike and square it up, which feels like it's in there, I think the distance is just going to naturally come. So I'm not trying to hit this out any harder. I felt a really nice swing. Good sequencing, 184, 95.5 mile an hour. And this just sequencing drill has just really freed me up. That was the best one by far, 198 yard carry, 95. So over 10 yards of carry comfortably, just by learning to get my sequence more effectively, utilizing the ground, utilizing Dr. Kwon's stepping drill to improve distance, speed, power, and reduce that risk of injury for a more efficient swing over time. If you're someone who struggles with sequencing, give this drill a try and let me know how you get on in the comments below.